Come in and let's sip this tea. Girl, come talk to me. Come on in.
Girl, come on in here and talk to me. Sit on down and relax your body.
Come in and let's sip this tea. Girl, come talk to me. Come on in.
Girl, I'm gonna tell you about the perfect week and how God keeps blessing me.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. No matter what you're going through, let's chat. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Girl, you know I'm here for you. Let's chat.
Please take the time to read this disclaimer, for it pertains to this channel and this channel only. This is solely my commentary, my thoughts, and my opinion. Please do not take this to be the gospel, because again, this is solely my thoughts and my opinion. Hey, honey, hey, it is your girl, Miss Leda, and I am back with yet another video. So, guys, we are continuing on with our series in regards to Shanquella Robinson, and we are going to talk about the updated information that we went live and discussed yesterday. So, I am definitely going to give you my thoughts and my opinion, because they have changed, and you will find out why. Hold on now. Let's get into this video, honey.
We are still fighting to get justice for Shanquella Robinson, and I recently just came across some more details surrounding what happened after authorities found her body. The news station 3WB-TV, which is based out of Charlotte, the area where Shanquella lived, recently shared a news report by a local Mexican news source.
This new information is from Metropolímex, a local news outlet in Mexico. Its article is, of course, written in Spanish, so all information is coming from a translation of that article. But the news outlet says the report from Mexican authorities shows a doctor came to the hotel and tried to revive Shanquella around 3:15 p.m. on October 29th. Her friends told the doctor she drank a lot of alcohol. The article goes on to say that the doctor advised her friends to take her to a clinic, but they refused and requested she be treated on site. Well, 2 hours later, the doctor says that she had a seizure and a friend called 911. Her breathing and pulse stopped, so the doctor tried to revive her, and the article says she was pronounced dead just before 6 o'clock that night. Now, the report lists cardiopulmonary arrest as the reason police were called. Metropolímex also reports the FBI is investigating the omission of information from authorities and doctors because the official autopsy report, well, it doesn't match the police report. As you might know, it has been widely reported across America now. The autopsy says her cause of death was a spinal cord injury.
Now, note, in that report, the doctor advised them to take Shanquella to a hospital so that she could receive medical treatment, and they refused, and we all know why. And it's even more upsetting when you realize 2 hours later she had a seizure, and that medical attention could have potentially saved her life. WBTV also made an attempt to go to some of the suspects' home, but of course no one answered.
Shanquella Robinson is now in her final resting place, but her family simply can't find peace with so many questions remaining about what really happened to her that turned a vacation to tragedy. The sound of a doorbell camera, but otherwise silence as I tried to visit two of the people who joined Shanquella on what would be her final vacation.
They brutally attacked her, lied about her having alcohol poisoning, refused to get her any type of medical attention after being recommended from a doctor. They are ducking and dodging interviews, and to my knowledge, no one has been taken into custody yet. Please continue to advocate and check daily for updates. Shanquella deserves justice.
In a new update pertaining to Shanquella Robinson, the 25-year-old native of Charlotte, North Carolina, where she was on vacation with her friends and never returned, comes more details about her final moments. There was an initial report saying that on her death certificate, she had passed away within 15 minutes after suffering her spinal cord injury. However, now that the FBI has joined the case, the shocking report is that there was a doctor present on the scene, and she attempted to treat Shanquella after her injury, which she was told was alcohol-related by her so-called friends. She was alive for up to 3 hours post being injured, which is a stark contrast to what was being reported on her death certificate. The police states that a Dr. Carolina Gutierrez, who is from the American Medical Center, states that she was with Shanquella for up to 3 hours prior to her being pronounced deceased. The police report states that the person who called for help was actually Winter Donovan, the woman they allege delivered the final action that led to Shanquella's demise. And then, when the doctor arrived, she was told that Shanquella had been drinking a lot of alcohol. Then the doctor took her vital signs and stated she was stable at the time, but she was dehydrated and unable to talk. But it gets worse. The doctor states that she wanted to transfer Shanquella to the hospital, but her so-called friends insisted that she be treated at the villa. And that's where the doctor administered the IVs, and it was unsuccessful, as we know. After an hour, the doctor states that Shanquella suffered a seizure around 4:20 p.m. That's when Winter, who identified herself as a friend, called 911 to request an ambulance. And while this was happening, the doctor states that Shanquella was having difficulty breathing and her pulse was low as they gave her CPR. Now, the person who was giving her CPR was one of the friends, but who it is was not stated along with the doctor. After 3 hours, her heart stopped beating at 5:25 p.m. Additionally, the paramedics gave Shanquella 14 rounds of CPR, 5 doses of adrenaline, and discharged the defibrillator a total of 6 times with no success. Her time of death is reported to be that of 5:57 p.m. There's more to follow because the details are becoming clearer and clearer that it's not what we thought it was. Let's keep this young woman's family in our prayers because this most certainly is a difficult time for all of them.
The spokesperson for the family, Gerald Jackson, continues on covering the story, and he responds to the new article that has been posted.
Hello, everybody. Come in. Hey, y'all. Not gonna be on here long. Just wanted to come on for a couple of minutes. Please let me know where you're watching from as you come in. I'm getting ready to eat. Have some lunch. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. Give you all a couple of minutes. I'm killing this gum. I'm tearing this gum up. This gum funeral gonna be later on today because I'm tearing it up. Listen, I know a lot of people have been blowing me up about the excerpt of a police report that has been released. Well, let me say this. That is old. Okay? It wasn't released. Let's be very, 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 very clear. Shanquella Robinson's death is being investigated as a homicide. It's not being investigated as alcohol poisoning. It's not being investigated as her having a heart attack. It's not being investigated as her having a seizure. It's not being investigated as anything else other than murder. It has been investigated as a homicide. Let's be very clear. First of all, who the fuck, what kind of doctor stay in a room trying to save somebody's life for 3 hours? I mean, Mexico is a third world country. You do know in Mexico, people can, give me money, they can buy their way out. Some people are very cheap in what they would take, to let things go, I mean, $1,000 in American money over there would be a lot of money, Ooh, it's cold. Ooh. So, first of all, what type of friends see their friend, unconscious, deceased, or, and the doctor is saying, we need to get her to a hospital, and y'all say no. I mean, even as a medical professional, even as a medical doctor, even as a doctor, I mean, first of all, you know, who are they to say you shouldn't save this young lady's life? And to be quite frank with you, the medical examiner could have went along with what the report said. The medical examiner could have said, you know, hey, it was alcohol. They called the police. Okay, they called for help, allegedly, and said that, you know, she had drank too much alcohol. Okay. Well, the medical examiner said that she was beat. She had a broken neck. She had a broken spine. And she had knot on her head, eyes swollen, lip busted. And then they told the Mexican police that it was alcohol, and they also told them that it was no altercation. Now a video has come out. It shows that there was an altercation, and as a result of the injuries at the hand of those who put their hands on her, murdered her. She died as a result of their actions. At the end of the day, this was murder. This report, baby, that's old. Okay, they had the opportunity to look at that report before they even came out and said it's murder. Obviously, it doesn't add up. Obviously, the report that you all are seeing now, that we're seeing now, obviously doesn't matter. Okay, for the simple fact that this is a murder investigation. Okay, people lie on police reports all the time. They falsify police reports all the time. At the end of the day, Shanquella Robinson was beat, and the medical examiner said that she had a broken neck and a severed spinal cord. Okay, and at the end of the day, she had bruises on her face. Now, I don't know how the Times, I don't know anything about the Times and how all of that stuff. I mean, I don't understand how they pronounce her dead at 5 and then the medical examiner, you know, saying at 3 and stuff is just different. I'm not a medical expert. I'm not a professional. But what I can say is that the medical examiner did not go off of the police report. Obviously, the medical examiner didn't even bring up the police report. The medical examiner, I mean, nothing that the medical examiner said in the autopsy is on the police report. And then, you know, with the Nazir guy, you know, I'm still trying to understand, you know, how is it that all of these people are doing all of this and they're trying to save her, they're trying to do this, but yet you out by the pool at 4:26 talking about Quella, get up. You know, I mean, I honestly feel as though they beat her, and then Khalil made the call to tell the family that she was resting and that she was throwing up and that she wasn't feeling good. And then they bought enough time and then called 911 or called the doctor, and the doctor came over and they tried to bring her back and they tried to resuscitate her. They tried everything they could. Then, you know, he then calls back again and, you know, tells the family they're over here trying to resuscitate her. I feel as though that after they beat her, you know, they didn't know what to do, you know, so they had to set it up. They had to plan it. They had to figure out what to do. And like the dad says, one of them called back over in America to try to find out what they should do. You know, I honestly believe that they are going to jail. This police report does not exonerate any of them. For one, they lied. Okay, they said it was alcohol poisoning. It wasn't alcohol poisoning. They told the Mexican authorities that. They wrote statements and said that. They said it wasn't an altercation. I mean, there's bruises on her head, and then you got this rapist, Nazir Wiggins, fondling with her, talking about he's rubbing her head and playing Summer Walker. I mean, are you serious? You know, like, Are you serious? Is to me, I mean, this been out. Okay, this report is nothing new, y'all. The police been known about this report. We just now seen it. Okay, they've been known about the report. They've been known what the police put in the report. They've been known. They known all of that. They've been known all of that. This is nothing new. This is a homicide investigation. Okay, authorities are investigating the murder of Shanquella Robinson. Just so in case anyone forgot about that, this is a murder investigation. Her death has been investigated as a femicide. Okay, and even if the police report is half true, because I don't believe the police report. That's my opinion. You all have other opinions. You don't have to believe it. But in the line of work that I do and the things that I've seen how the police can lie. I've seen how, especially in Mexico and, countries like Mexico, Tier 1, you can pay them to make stuff go away. I mean, these are third world countries. They don't have a judicial system set up like we do. So it's like you can money talks to them. Money talk, bullshit walk, right? You can pay them to do anything. It's no telling what they did to try to cover this up. And then if any of the police report is half true, why didn't y'all come out and say anything? Why didn't y'all come out and say anything? I mean, why didn't you come out and say anything? I'm just confused. Why did you all change your phone number? Why did you all run? Why did you all go to different states? I mean, why are you all running? Why are you running? And then you think about it, from what I've seen, Shanquella was the only one that was posting about the trip. It's like I haven't found, and no one has sent me, unless I'm missing it through all of the messages, no one has sent me anything of anybody else posting about the trip. Like, there's no birthday decorations. I mean, they did just enough to make it seem like they did just enough to show her. It seemed like, that, okay, she's over here for a party, but like, there's no decorations throughout the house. There's nothing that shows that they're over there for a birthday party. It seems like that they planned all of this out. They lured her over there. They tried to get her over there. And it's just weird. Like, the only videos I've seen of anything about them being in Cabo, other than the video that was released of Malik recording it, is the fight is only videos that I've seen from Shanquella's phone. I haven't seen no other videos from anybody else. Like, if we're going over to, it's Dejanay's birthday, hey, we in motherfucking Cabo, we in Cabo, bitch, we about to turn up, it's my motherfucking sister's birthday, she turning the big 26, but bitch, we got the pool, that nice ass house. And you mean to tell everybody that stay in a nice ass vacation home, a villa, or Airbnb, so I mean, I just feel like you will be posting stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen any other videos other than from any of them on social media, other than the videos that Quella posted. All right, I haven't. I'm not saying there aren't there aren't any out there, but I hadn't seen any. And so it just feels like that. I don't know. It just seems like that. And then the video in the house, I mean, how you go from I'm gonna keep it hot to a bathing suit. I mean, that don't even sound right. That don't even sound right. I mean, all of it's just weird. All of it's just weird. And Shanquella is going to get justice. Okay? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's all weird, but don't get distracted. This is a murder investigation. and no one is cleared. The police has not cleared anyone yet. Okay? When the police clear people, I'll start clearing people. Okay, but at this point, everyone is guilty in my book, and everyone should be held accountable and charged with whatever role they played. It's easy for someone to be somewhere and manipulate the facts, to get online and manipulate the facts, you know. But the time frame that Nazir put out, and the time frame of this police report, and the time frame of what the medical examiner's report said, it just doesn't seem right. And I really, really want to know the time, the exact time that Khalil called the family, or what have you. And I just don't have that information. And when I spoke to the family earlier on, you know, when I first got involved, you know, I don't think they remember the exact time because it was so far away from it, you know. But this is a murder investigation. And this isn't new. This report isn't new. I don't buy the report. I just don't believe a doctor would stay in a home for 3 hours to save somebody. Y'all believe that? And we talking about a third world country. We talking about what you can pay to get your ass back across this border, and you can pay to get yourself out of this shit. Y'all believe that? And then why would you, if the doctor is saying we need to get her to the hospital, why do y'all want to get her to the hospital? Because the hospital was going to find out, you know, when they did CAT scans and rent that, you know, she had a broken neck and she had a severed spinal injury. That don't come from no alcohol poisoning. I mean, and I feel like you would know when you got alcohol poisoning, but I'm just trying to understand who the fuck, nah. I ain't never heard no shit like that. I ain't never heard no shit like that. I ain't never heard no shit like that. Doctor standing up 3 hours, then y'all talking about no. Y'all suggested. See, it's certain shit I don't believe in, and certain shit I do believe. Like when they told her no, let's not get it. I believe that. I believe that for the simple fact that they lied about what happened. If that was the case, y'all would have came to the house and said, Miss Salamandra, we was drinking. You know, Shanquella started twirling. She started acting weird, and she was falling out over everywhere. And, you know, she hurt herself. And, you know, like y'all would have came out and told the truth if the truth was in you. Like if something really genuinely happened where you genuinely didn't do anything, you would have told the truth. But now that it's kind of like God allowed what really happened to come out before the lies start to come out. You get what I'm saying? Like if this report would have came out before the autopsy report would have came out, or the video would have came out, it would be a little bit more believable, right? But the truth, what really happened, came out before this bullshit came out. And at the end of the day, I don't believe a doctor is going to stay there trying to resuscitate somebody for 3 hours. And then I'm trying to figure out, well, I thought the maid found him. I mean, it's just, it doesn't add up. And I just feel like that if they were genuinely innocent, they would have told the mom and the dad what genuinely happened. But because they knew they had fought her, and they knew that they had beat her, and they were trying to kill her, you know, they just didn't know what to do. So they said, well, let's just say she drunk alcohol, you know, let me call the mom and whatever, and buy enough time and then call them and have them come over there, you know. So he had to set it up. He couldn't just call and say, the doctor over here resuscitating Shanquella. What? Huh? What you mean? Y'all just got out here. What? So he had to set it up. She's not feeling good. She's laying down. She's throwing up. Okay, so at what point was she laying down? I mean, at what point was she laying down? If the call got there and the doctor 2:16, the doctor got there an hour later. I mean, at what point was she laying down? Was she laying down at 1:12? I mean, because we can see that early in the morning, from the video of Dejanay assaulting her that it's still early morning. So we can see that it's still morning outside, still bright. It's still like sun rising. I mean, you know, it's still early in the morning. So we don't know the exact time that was, you know, that, you know, they were in there fighting. Only they know, y'all. Only they know the real times. They know the real time. Only they know the real time. Only they know what really happened. And as long as they stick together, they think they're getting away from it, but the ancestors is not going to let them get away with it. The universe is not going to let them get away with it. God is not going to let them get away with it. But y'all call it 2:16, then the doctor comes at what, an hour later or whatever, and hour later, I mean, 3 hours there, what? I mean, I'm just trying to understand, like, how long was she, quote unquote, laying down before y'all made the first call? I mean, it couldn't have, I mean, you know what I'm saying? To me, it seemed like that y'all probably lay her just, you know, put her in the bed or something, or propped her up somewhere and let her sat there, you know, until y'all try to figure out what was going on. Because you remember, one of y'all called back and asked what to do. So, I mean, I don't know. But like I said, the excerpt, that's only an excerpt. That's a lot of excerpt too, right? The excerpt only, that's old. And when I say old, not saying like old, what I'm saying is that the police has already read it. They've already seen that. They know that's not true. That's why that's why her death is being investigated as murder. They know it's not true. That's, you know, this is just something that the media has gotten and put out. You know, it's another story. It's the more money for them. It's another way to add to not knowing what really happened to the public. You know, it's the media's job, you know, to inform the public on, you know, things like this. So, you know, especially in this case, been high profile, but it's old. This is a murder investigation. It's a murder investigation. Let's be clear. That excerpt from that police report does not clear anyone, okay? Because they originally and initially lied and said it was alcohol poisoning, and then lied and said it wasn't no altercation. They are liars, and they should go to jail. And y'all gonna be next if you go on over there to Mexico. Go on over there if you want to, because it's giving me very much. You can come to Mexico and you can kill someone and go back to the United States and get away with it. And Mexico don't want to lose their tourist dollars. They don't want to lose that money. So, I mean, I'm just trying to understand, you know, why no warrants have been issued yet for the United States to pick up these criminals and send them back to where the crime has been committed at. I mean, why would a doctor say we need to get her to the hospital? And he's like, no. I mean, I just feel like that they can pay. I mean, Mexico is a country where you can pay anybody. You can pay money to get out of stuff, y'all. Come on, man. Wake up. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. You go over there and kill somebody. You got money, you pay me. You gonna pay me. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't believe a doctor stayed with her 3 hours in a house, 3 hours trying to save somebody's life without getting them to the hospital. No. And then the friends, like, the friends, they talking about, let's take her to the hospital. We need to get her to the hospital. They're like, no. It sounds like, to me, you the doctor working for them. It sounds like they done paid you some money to treat her here. So it seems like that we done gave you this money. We're not taking her body to the hospital. And all while in their mind, because they know if she goes to the hospital, the doctor's going to find some other stuff. So it's like, your job as a Khalil should have been calling saying, hey, you know, Mom, they want to get Shanquella to the hospital. You know, we're not her next of kin. I need you to talk to them or whatever, you know, to give permission or whatever the case. I mean, stop acting like y'all didn't know what to do. Stop. I mean, stop. If that was the case, if it really happened like that, stop acting like that. Y'all so fucking innocent. Y'all ain't innocent at all. Chill the fuck. Stop. I mean, chill out with that. Y'all not innocent at all. So anyways, y'all, I just wanted to come live and just address that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, treat her right here. You work for us now, doctor. You ain't taking her out this house. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to make the death obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we just murdered her and we concealing a dead body. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like that Shanquella was a dead man walking and she didn't know that. But they all did. You know? And justice for her. And justice for her dad. And justice for her sister. Justice for her mom. And justice for her entire family. And justice for anyone in this world, you know, that is following this case. And this has touched you, you know, in ways that is unexplainable. And we all should be grieving for this family. Because, you know, your mother could have been grieving over you. Many times you've been to Mexico. Many times you've been with people, frenemies and things like that. But this police report, this excerpt from this police report, baby, they already know about that. This ain't nothing new. This is just our first time seeing it. This is a murder investigation. This is not an alcohol poisoning investigation, y'all. This is a murder investigation. And I just wanted to come on to make that clear to y'all what kind of investigation it is. And just
Okay, y'all. So before we start to do anything, we have to go over some facts first and foremost, because if not, we all will be confused, because I know I was. So in an article that I had read on Tuesday evening, we had actually learned that a doctor had came to the facility to check on Shanquella Robinson, and they stated that the doctor was there between 2 and 3 hours and that they had to perform CPR because she went into cardiac arrest as well as she had a seizure. Now, the death certificate and the actual report from the police and the doctor do not coincide with one another, which is why the investigation is open now. Okay, so what we do know, the American Medical Center confirmed that Gutierrez is a doctor, but did not respond to the request for medical and autopsy reports, which is again why this investigation has been open and launched. Now, a statement was released on the behalf of the Mexican police stating that there was no evidence of foul play, which was later determined that it was not true because the medical examiner did state that Shanquella Robinson had died from a broken neck and spinal cord injuries. Yet again, another reason why this investigation has been launched, because they stated it was no signs of foul play. However, this young lady had bruises all over her body, a broken neck, injuries to her spine, a busted lip, and various other things that were in relations to a fight. So how could it be no signs of foul play or an altercation and this be alcohol poisoning with all of this evidence? So let's get into what a medical examiner's job is. A medical examiner is supposed to investigate and examine why a person died suddenly. They come up with a determination of what the cause of death is. That is what a medical examiner's role is. With that being said, the medical examiner basically examines the body and determines the story that the body is telling. It allows them the opportunity to present the facts and the evidence in regards to the body and what has transpired with the body. It does not rely on a police report. It relies on the body. The body is the story. The body lets them know exactly what was the cause of death. It doesn't go into great details in regards to every single thing that took place. It can only determine what took place on that person's body, period. A police report is supposed to give you great details in regards to what transpired and when it transpired. The body tells the story, and it should correlate with what the police report says. Again, the both of them should correlate in regards to what happened with the body as well as before. The police report should tell you the who, what, when, where, and how. However, that didn't happen in this case. Okay, So a medical examiner is a forensic pathology person. They study the body, the path in regards to the body being dead, the path in regards to the body being presented to them. That's what the pathology does. They are normally not a medical physician. They solely study the body and the path in which the body took to get to them and having to be examined because of a death that occurred suddenly. So now that we got the facts in regards to what a medical examiner is, in regards to where the medical examiner's positioning is within this case, let's get on to my thoughts and my opinion. Okay, so y'all want my thoughts and opinion? Here we go. Yesterday, I was so heated and I was so mad after reading that article in regards to Shanquella Robinson going into cardiac arrest and in regards to her having seizures. Then to hear that someone had the audacity to act like they were God or act as if they were her parents and deny this young lady any type of medical treatment, it ran my blood hot. And I really didn't think rationally in regards to what was said in that report versus what I know now, okay? The reason why it was two reports is because one came from the medical examiner and two came from the police, which is supposed to be an itemized, detailed report in regards to what transpired, okay? The two stories should correlate. They should tell the story in regards to what transpired before and what the body actually says, and they should correlate. But there is where the difference is, which is why a investigation had to be launched. So, based on the medical examiner's report, where he did not speak to the Cabo 6 to get a story about alcohol poisoning, he solely had to investigate the body, examine it, make a determination of what transpired to this body. And when he did his examination and his report, or her report, it states that there was basically signs of foul play. It was an altercation that took place. This young lady had a broken neck and she had spinal cord injuries. So the report from the Mexican police said no foul play. However, the medical examiner shows different. When the family received the body, they still could see bruises on this young lady. Now, with that being said, I honestly believe the medical examiner's report, which is why we have an investigation launched now. Yesterday, when I first seen it, I was so frustrated, like, what? A medical examiner was there and they still didn't give her treatment, I was upset. And so I definitely was thinking, okay, maybe this more detailed report is accurate. I was wrong. I was incorrect. No, that's not it. The actual medical examiner's report is what I believe. I believe that because here it is, the medical examiner did not speak to the Cabo 6 to get this BS story in regards to this young lady being alcohol poisoned. So let's dissect that for a moment. If in fact it was a doctor that was there and a doctor said that, she showed signs of being inebriated, then she would have said in great details, like, I could smell alcohol on this young lady's breath. It would be more than just, I felt like she was dehydrated. Now, how do you determine a person is dehydrated and you haven't run any tests on them? Well, you can, their pee would be strong. There would be signs within their eyes being lazy. They would be experiencing some dizziness. None of these symptoms were reported or stated. None of them. And the only other way that you can determine a person is dehydrated is by running some tests. Well, they weren't in a hospital. So how could the doctor make the determination that this young lady was dehydrated and inebriated. It doesn't say that she smelled alcohol on this young lady's breath. All it states is that this report says the Cabo Six had told them that this young lady consumed a large amount of alcohol within a short period of time and now has sustained alcohol poisoning. Well, when did they get their medical license? Because I missed it. I definitely missed when they got their medical license. And I definitely missed when they became Shanquella Robinson's parents to be able to say, no, she can't go to a hospital. She needs to be treated here. What the hell? That's what I say to that. What the hell? Now, here in the U.S., if someone refuses to do something that an EMT or whatever is saying, then the EMTs is going to leave. They are not going to stay and they're advising you that you need to go to a hospital. They're going to leave because you're not following what they're telling you to do, and that needs to happen in order for your health and your body to be maintained here on this earth. So to hear them say not once but twice that this doctor stated that this young lady needed to go to a hospital for treatment behooves me. It really behooves me. Why would the doctor stay and they're not taking her medical advice? Like I said, the American Medical Association has confirmed that it is a doctor there by that name. However, they have not found out any information pertaining to her being the treating doctor. So again, this is why all of them are under investigation. The police for saying that it was no foul play. This doctor's name being thrown out there and saying that this young lady was inebriated and that CPR had to be administered. You do chest compressions. You open the pathway and you breathe into their mouth and then go back to doing chest compressions. The pathway, their mouth should already be propped open because you breathe through their mouth, trying to give them air, and then chest compressions begin. Why would a friend be the person to administer CPR alongside of the doctor? That doctor doesn't know that person's medical credentials, hasn't had time to reference that person's medical credentials. So why would a friend alongside of the doctor be administering CPR? Things that make you say, I just don't get it. I really don't get it. So I'm saying to you guys, this is just my thoughts and my feeling. These people already knew what they were going to do before they even got to the villa. And the reason why this young lady didn't make it home, they weren't going to let her live to tell that she was beaten. Because like I told y'all yesterday, my family, they would have been at the gate waiting for him. They would have been at the gate waiting for him if they found out there was any type of fight going on and I wasn't coming home. Oh, they finna turn up, okay? So they had to come up with this elaborate story in regards to, oh, this is what transpired. Now, again, this is a very, very, very sad situation. From my understanding, they are saying that the Villa Lnda 32 resort did not want this to be out there because that would hinder their tourist attraction to come to their facility, which is why all of these misconceptions have been put out there. I don't know how true that is. However, this is what is out there at this time. With Mexico being a place that is super cheap to receive medical attention, why would they contact the family and say that they needed $5,000 other than they were trying to scam them or to see how deep their pockets were, or now to possibly pay off the Mexican authorities to make sure that this was swept under the rug? Guys, I am your girl, Miss Leda. I am opinionated, I'm unbothered, and I am unapologetically me. Until next time, y'all. Until next time, I am your girl, Miss Leda, saying bye, honey, bye. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, thank you and have a blessed day.
Let's sip this tea. Girl, come talk to me. Come on in.
Girl, come on in here and talk to me. Sit on down and relax your tired feet.
Come in and let's sip this tea. Girl, come talk to me.